I want to introduce you to one of maybe our newest member at Glendale City Church. This is Evie Salzmann. And Evie, I would like you to tell us, now that you've moved back just recently to Southern California, tell us a little bit about how you got to here and what your life was leading up to that.
How much time do I have?
You can preach.
Hi, church family. You are my newest church family. I left my other church family behind just a couple of months ago, but I'm really looking forward to doing whatever I can for God in this congregation. I am the daughter of Holocaust survivors. My parents were from Vienna, Austria, Fritz and Annie. In 1938, they left Vienna due to Hitler's persecution. My father was a Jew and my mother was Catholic. They had to escape. So they got on a ship and they were bound for Argentina. Unfortunately, as they got closer to Argentina, it closed its doors to the Jews. The only other port that was open was Port-au-Prince, Haiti. They disembarked. I was born there in 1941, giving away my age, and was raised Jewish. My grandma, who came 1 year later, lived with us. And by the time I was 13, I had been going to a private American school, but it stopped in ninth grade. So I had to go to a different school, and Haiti is primarily French-speaking. And I really didn't want to start all over again in a French school, so they sent me to a boarding school. Well, one of my grammar school teachers was a Seventh-day Adventist missionary. And that is how my parents came about to send me to a Seventh-day Adventist school. I fell in love with Jesus. I became baptized at the age of 16. But unfortunately, that all came to a screeching halt because my father was furious that I had been baptized without their permission. And so I left the Seventh-day Adventist Church and became Jewish again. This time I took the mikveh, which is the Jewish baptism, married 3 different Jewish men, am divorced from all 3. So it didn't work. Anyway, my life took on quilting. I became a professional quilter. So I used one of God's talents that He gave me. When my father passed away, I went back to Forest Lake. Well, I forgot to tell you, the school I'd been sent to was Forest Lake Academy. And I'm happy to say that I have one classmate here in the choir, and I have another schoolmate here, and I was just thrilled to have found 2 people that I could relate to in a new church. Anyway, backtracking. When I left the Seventh-day Adventist religion, it was a very tumultuous time in my life. Oh, this always reduces me to tears. Anyway, I became very worldly and very wild. I can't even picture myself the way I was because I'm so different today. In any event, I became a Seventh-day Adventist again. I was baptized in 2009 at my 50th class reunion with many of my classmates attending my baptism. You cannot imagine, all of you who've been Adventists your entire life, what it's like to finally be one religion when you've been raised in a Jewish and baptized Catholic and confusion and all of that. In any event, I got involved with the quilting ministry at Forest Lake Church, and it is called Prayers and Squares. It is my passion. I gave up doing quilting for self-glorification because that's what it was prior to this. I entered many contests and won ribbons and all of that. Anyway, the Forest Lake Church was kind enough to send us one of the prayer quilts. And you can't see it from back there, but actually there are knots. See these knots? This doesn't usually appear in regular quilts, but they are prayer knots. So whoever this quilt goes to, prayers are said for them. It is a very prayerful ministry. It is a beautiful ministry. And Pastor Todd would like me to start this here. And I invite your participation. I need all the help I can get. I was not a leader in this at Forest Lake Church, but I sure know how to quilt, and that's all it takes. So please join me, all of you, and if you don't know how to sew, I will teach you. I'll teach you anything you need to know about making these prayer quilts.
So we want to see what your interest would be. If you have a passion for this, you have skills for this, you're a person who believes in prayer, you're a person who loves craft work and would like to bring those together in ministry and then create these beautiful works of art to share with people who need that love and care and know that they're being prayed for. Please talk with Evie today. If you miss her today and need to get in contact with her, I will be happy to get you her information so we can start looking at this. But we're just grateful, Evie, that you come to our church, excited to be here and excited to do ministry. And now I want you to watch a short video of the prayer quilt ministry at the Forest Lake Church and start thinking what might could happen here for us.
I just want to say something. The reason why I left Florida and came back here, because I had lived here 30 years prior, and then moved to Florida because I got divorced and I had a condo there. But my children decided to give me a grandson. I could not live without being part of his life and growing up.